Hey, Dad. Why do you always walk in the middle of the road?
I don't know.
What do you think the pavement's for?
Dogs to look on front looks of things.
You always walk in the road.
So do all the lads around here.
But why? Independence, is it?
Aye, happen.
So much for independence.
Bloody cars.
Well, all the miners have them nowadays. Except for the good old solid types of yesteryear who still insist on strolling independently up the middle of the road.
Clever son, aren't you? I expect to think the sun shines out on you down in Oxford.
Up.
What?
Up, Dad, up.
Aye, and up you too.
Well, one says up at Oxford, you come down when you finish there.
Huh? What's this then? Does bloody Oxford move up and down the bloody map then?
Oh, hello, Harry. Work again?
Ah! Mark, I thought of going to Ascot for the day.
Hey, you're not going to take your Nigel down pit bottom, are you?
Yeah, Nigel's got his head screwed on right. He doesn't have to go scrabbling down there to earn a penny or two.
Well, I wouldn't mind going down for a look.
It's a bit sweeter up in the fresh air, isn't it, Harry?
Yeah. You know, I can't abide the clock turn. Cooped up down there, you... Hecky bloody thump. I forgot to change my work towel.
I saw our man put one out for you back of the kitchen chair.
Oh, do you think then, like, I better go back and get it?
Yeah, you got time.
Oh.
No, don't go, Alden. Don't
Well-
go back to fetch nothing.
Excuse me, Mrs. Taylor.
Now, Nigel.
What do you
Shut your
mean?
trap.
You don't know nothing about this, Nigel. Not college boys don't.
Oh, well. And it is a load of old rubbish, Mrs. Taylor, in this day and age. And Nigel will think I'm some sort of a caveman.
Remember Jim Thomas? What about Jim Thomas, Harry?
Well, that don't prove nothing.
Ain't he the bloke who got killed at Dad's pit just before Christmas?
Crushed by a great stone, love. Flattened like a bloody black beetle.
I were, flat as a pancake.
And the bread still in his mouth, they said. Ask Mrs. Thomas. He forgot something, Harry, and he went back for it.
Aye.
Ask
We
Mrs.
know, we
Thomas.
know.
He did, Harry. The old men round here, they always said it. Never go back for something once you've started for work.
I thought that superstition had died out years ago.
I expect you did, Nigel Barton. But there's more things in heaven and earth than meets the eye. And they don't all come out of books.
Oh, well, it's all right, see? I got the towel after all.
Oh, there, a lot of fuss about nout. But I always say you can't be too careful about pit work.
Now, you're quite right there, Mrs. Taylor. Well, come on now, Nigel. I don't want to miss the cage. Ta-ra, then.
Ta-ra. Better get home before it starts raining. I can feel it coming in my bones.
Daft old cow. Make your blood run cold.
Yeah, so I see.
Meaning?
You haven't got that towel, have you? Well, you haven't, have you? You're still on the back of the kitchen chair.
Sneaky you bastard.
Now look, hold on.
I'll get back to sticking Oxford and earn some bloody respect.
Oxford, 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 Oxford.
You never done a decent day's work in your life. Oh, just snotty nose that eye in the air. Your back of your big head bumps on the bloody ground.
Charming. Dad.
Ah, get out from me. I'll stick a sight and sound on you.
Dad!
Ah, mock, nothing but bloody mock.
Now, come on, Alden. You know very well I didn't mean anything like that.
Ah, sorrow. Nigel. Turn your coat collar up, lad.
There was the grace of God, and 11 plus.
You'll get on, Nigel. You'll prosper, my boy. You've always been such a good boy in class.
Thank you, miss.
I'm sick of teaching scruffy, snotty-nosed little idiots who'll only end up down the pit like their dads or up to their elbows in the dolly tub like their mums. God alone knows I've tried in my time to knock some sense into their bunny little heads, but I might just as well have been talking to a brick wall.
I remember the school where I was born.
Of course you do. You're a good little boy. Clever children from common homes like his have to be, shall I say, separated from their backgrounds. I say nothing controversial.
Morning, sir.
Morning, sir. 8 o'clock. 8. 8 on the dot. You said you wanted to be on the move by 1:15.
Yeah, I've got an essay to finish, Rose, look.
I've lit the gas fire in your room, sir.
Is it nice out, Doug?
A bit cold.
Brass monkey weather, eh?
Very cold, sir.
What did you say?
I said it was very cold.
Sir.
Yes, very cold, sir.
Why'd you call me sir?
It's just the way things are.
Is it?
You know, sir. It's expected, like.
Then don't.
All right.
You're old enough to be my dad, anyway.
I suppose I am, sir.
You've cleaned my shoes too, haven't you?
That's right, sir. That's my job. Shall I pour some water out for you now, sir? You don't want to let it get cold, you know.
Please yourself.
I'll leave it to you, then. Only you said you wanted to be up.
Doug.
Sir?
I'm sorry I was rude.
That's quite all right, sir.
Creep. I heard a bloke on the train say that Oxford would be all right if it wasn't for all the old buildings. Latin prayers, old mate. Dark gowns, all silver, clanging bells. Don't worry, folks. You're paying for it.
Clever children from common homes like his have to be, shall I say, separated from their backgrounds. I say nothing controversial.
I remember the school where I was torn.
Understand? Yes. Good. Now, as it is a Friday today, I will not read you a passage from the Holy Bible as I usually do. Quiet! Instead, as a nice change, one of you can come out here and read the passage instead. And you may pick the reading from anywhere in the Old Testament. Now, who shall we choose to read from the good book?
Me, miss.
Georgie Pringle, the class comic. He can't help himself. The whole class knows that he knows all of the dirty bits in the Bible off by heart. And it would be an unthinkable blow to his prestige if he now selected something harmless. Hence the excitement.
Well, George, what have you chosen?
Well, miss, I thought perhaps this bit, it's Ezekiel, chapter 23.
Yes? Well, carry on. And read slowly.
Yes, miss. Ezekiel, chapter 23, first verse.
Leave out the verse numbers.
Poor soft Georgie hopes the verse numbers will somehow give his voice an authentically official ring.
The words of the Lord came again unto me, saying, Son of man, there were two women, the daughters of one mother, and they committed whoredoms in Egypt. They committed whoredoms in their youth. They were their breasts pressed, and they bruised the teats of their virginity.
so selfish.
Chat. It's all so bloody frustrating. And anyway, Adrian's parties are always full of bores.
What, darling?
As thick as mud, my Scott. I told him St. George was born in a poor shop, and I think he thought I was talking about one of those tea shops frequented by our thrifty old ladies and pasty-faced solicitors. St. George!
Don't poke the magic dragon! Nigel! Hey, Nigel!
Oh, yes, sir. Hello, Adrian.
Welcome to the orgy, mate. Glad to see you took me literally. What? Rare spirit, you actually brought a bottle.
No, it's only sherry. It's cheap.
Oh, you asked. Hang on, I think I'll hold on to this one for a bit. Half these blighters didn't bring anything except their thirst. Oh, I didn't know, though.
He used to eat molds and big flat blue bottles and dish up mice in batter. Sounds a bit like the food at Mordred.
You stink of whiskey, Tim. Whiskey sour.
Nice is this week, Nigel. Crisp journalism, full of hate.
Thank you.
You did right, of course. This anti-immigration storm is the nastiest thing since the
Hey,
Blackshirts.
isn't that Jill Blakeney over there?
Oh, her.
Daughter of the judge.
Her biggest whore since Messalina. But nice. Very nice.
I wouldn't say no.
Do you know, Jill?
No. Well, sort of. You know, she's in and out of the ISIS office with weird articles about witchcraft and warlocks.
That's her style.
51 acres of graveyard in Oxford. Now think of that. The whole place is edged around with corpses. Nothing but corpses.
Jill! Hi, Jill!
Oh, no,
Come over here!
no, leave her be.
Wait a jiffy, Adrian. Come over here, Nigel Barton wants you!
No!
What did you say?
No, don't mind him. Come along, Jill. Now, you must meet Peregrine Worsthorne. Jim, come and have a drink of masses of food.
Rising star in Oxford journalism.
That's right.
What you all turned up for?
It's my Sunday best.
Where's your drink then?
I'm going, yes.
I'm turned up at Julia's party in a sports jacket. Probably wears a clip-on bow tie at Brilliam.
Oh, darling, why so pleased?
Jill!
Oh, shut up a minute.
Oh, well, I got stuck, absolutely stuck. One leg over the wall and the other leg completely stuck in midair. Just my bloody luck to get caught in the rain.
Your college isn't bad for climbing into. I've been very rational about that sort of thing. Weaker mistradition, I suppose.
I know.
Don't have to go ahead of the river. There's a mob of drunken mobs their hearties cavorting down the high with a pillow.
I don't know anything about rowing, ducky, or want to.
You're very stiff and formal and...
I'm proletarian. How horrible for you. What are you doing?
knocking off that chip, darling.
I like it there. Might be profitable one day.
A blue chip.
Hey, Jill.
Oh. I'm busy.
Your services seem to be very much in demand.
Why not? Everyone's gone to the moon.
And that's this place, all right.
Some moon.
Bright and shiny when you're a long way off. Cold and grey and dark when you get there.
Who said that?
I did!
You mean you actually talk like that? It doesn't sound right with your accent.
Patronising bitch, aren't you?
I think I shall get very drunk tonight and have to be put to bed.
Drunk as a judge.
Nasty, nasty. Pour me another drink. Or roll me a cigarette. You'd rather be my very own Andy Cat.
Oh, get stuffed. You silly flaming cow.
I say, look
You
here.
You say what?
Good Lord.
That's very holy of you, isn't it?
I say,
Where's Nigel? Gone? Where to?
Gone early on a park Rolls Royce by the look of it.
He's only just come with a bottle, too. Hey, Jill.
Come on, Angel, come on.
Go and squeeze your black.
What's up with you?
Nigel's been writing some good stuff in ISIS, hasn't he?
So I'm told, never read him myself. Where did he go?
And he thought I was going to rape him.
You have to be very careful with these sons of the workers. They like their women to be very prim and proper, or on their backs with their mouths shut.
Shepherd's pie and chips. Cold tarts.
He fought his way through clouds of coal dust to get here. So he says, the cunning bastard.
Oh, this horny-handed stuff is getting too damn fashionable.
His dad must be very proud of him.
Drawings about the Library
of St. John's with his head under his arm. I believe.
Hey, Adrian.
Adrian.
What do you believe in? I say you believe
Well,
it.
my dear fellow.
Hooray! Never in all my born days have I had anything like it. Pringle is a young savage with the manners of a monkey. And I hope that at this very moment that master is breaking the cane on that wicked boy's backside. Yes. And you'll all of you rue the day you ever dared snigger at such a filthy, rotten, horrible blasphemy. Do you hear me? Yes. You will not get a story this afternoon, nor any other Friday afternoon until you learn to show more respect to me and to the good book. Understand?
Yes, miss.
Right then. Now we'll have somebody out front I can trust. A good boy who can read a nice, clean, respectable bit from the Holy Bible. Stand up, Nigel Barton.
Yes, miss.
Come and read to us the Sermon on the Mount.
Yes, miss.
That's a good boy.
And he opened his mouth and taught them, saying, Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are they that mourn, for they shall be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. Blessed are they which do hunger and thirst after righteousness, for they shall be filled. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy.
Excuse me, miss.
Well,
Headmaster said I was to ask your pardon before I sat down, miss.
ask it then.
I ask your pardon, miss.
I beg your pardon, beg. Oh, stop snivelling, you idiot. Go on, Nigel.
Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God.
Did you hear that, Pringle?
Yes, miss.
Blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven.
That will do, Nigel. Sit down, Pringle.
Yes, miss.
Thank you very much, Nigel. You read it beautifully. Beautifully.
Thank you, miss. Talk about Ramsay Mack. You too can look like a superannuated wine waiter. They laughed when I sat down to play.
Hello, Nigel.
Jill Blakeney.
Surprise?
Slumming again, I suppose?
I wouldn't say that. That's not exactly a cloth cap you're wearing, is it?
Oh, it's my rig for the union tomorrow. I'm speaking second against emotion.
Hooray.
They laughed when I sat down to play.
What?
Nothing.
The union.
What?
The union.
Well, what about it?
Hordes of pompous, pimply-faced school kids yapping away like suburban Pekingese.
It's got the best lavatories in Oxford. Okay. I know the union's a fraud.
Then why bother?
Why bother? That's your standard question, isn't it? Why bother? Why get involved? Why get angry or worked up or anything?
That's right. You sort of get the right perspective on this place when your tutor's in the Eamon Andrews show.
I suppose you took it for granted that you come to Oxford, didn't you?
More or less.
Your father was here, wasn't he?
And my two brothers. Hicks in starched collars, both of them. Right?
Well, I never took it for granted, did I?
So?
So I worked to get here, didn't I? A slave to get here. And the day I heard I got in, I went into the backyard and I spilled my ring.
You mustn't be so earnest about everything.
Why the hell not?
Because.
Look, let me tell you something.
The importance of being earnest.
Chatter, 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 chatter.
That's all some of us have been trained to do. I sometimes feel as though I could.
What's the matter? Are you unhappy?
I'm young. I'm beautiful.
That's right.
And full of sodium amytal. Tranquilizer. This place.
Oh, this place is utterly artificial and pretentious. And I worked hard to get here.
Bells across the meadow.
Oh, it's all cock. All of it.
Then why the union bit, Mr. Gladstone?
Well, because I want to. I want to succeed. Listen.
Yes.
No, listen. The days of the kowtowing little runt of a scholarship boy, they're over. They're finished. How green is my valley? How green is my...
Tongue?
Well, take the union then. I've never heard such drivel. I'm only just realizing it's not brains that separates the middle classes from yobs like me. It's just privet edges. And as for all those chinless upper class nits in British warms hanging about outside Trinity...
Shall we make love?
Don't make fun of me, Jill. Don't be a bitch.
Of course not. You can do it in your dinner jacket, if you'd rather.
And Nigel's been speaking at the Oxford Union, Harry. Well, fancy that then, eh?
Oh, it's been normal last, has it? Not a poor time.
He spoke there 3 times now, and the president, or whatever he is going to give him what's called a paper speech.
Uh-huh.
It's very important. It means, our Nigel says, that he has to speak for a long time and wear a dinner jacket.
Well, what's more important then?
What?
Speaking a long time or wearing a dinner jacket?
He's getting on, that's the main thing.
Is it?
What's the matter with you?
Well, there's nothing the matter with me. Where's my cup of tea?
You used to be so proud of our Nigel, Dad.
Well, I didn't say I weren't, did I?
Remember when he was little and you put that drawing you did of them footballers up on the mantelpiece?
Cricketers.
You tore it up the next day because you said he might get big-headed.
Well, I was going over and over things that happened years ago, that's sure.
You used to be so proud of our Nigel.
Knackers.
Now, I mean, just one look at you and him together's enough. Deep down, I reckon you must be a bit jealous of him.
What the hell's the matter with you?
It's a terrible thing, that is. Jealous of your own son.
Oh, don't talk so soft.
Harry, I've just cleaned that there grate. Well, how can our Nigel bring his new friends here if you do that?
Don't they spit then?
Not our Nigel doesn't.
Yeah, it's good you never had to slave his guts out down pit.
Good job, isn't it?
No, he's scampering about in a dinner jacket. But he even picks his nose with his hanky.
jealous, Harry, that's what it is.
Oh, you make me sick. Anybody would think Oxford would be all and end all of life.
No credit to him for getting there. There's not many round here as have done it, mind, Harry.
No, there ain't at that.
And Nigel's the first one down our road. Mrs. Pringle doesn't like it much, neither.
Well, who cares what she thinks, a daft bitch? She looks like one of them homeless women you see in the margarine advert on the telly.
Well, I always use butter myself.
Mind her, Georgie ain't the same at all. He's a right card, he is.
He was good at the club on Sunday, wasn't he?
I were.
When he was on about them two old women talking through the lavatory wall. My boy's got a part in the school play, says one. He's playing Hamlet. Ooh, that's an odd bit.
George, you know, you're in the same class as our Nigel at the infant school.
Oh, I know that.
He's on the same shift as me, too, this week. He reckons our Nigel was always very clever, you know, was always the top one.
Always has been. And Nigel's got it up top all right, don't you worry about that.
I was always top of the school, you know, for drawing.
I sometimes wonder where he got it from.
Gaffer Brown, headmaster of Star Road, you know, he hauled me out in front of the whole school once to show him a drawing as I'd done of Apple. He even had a little round brown maggot hole in it, so true to life it was. Still didn't do me no good. I didn't have a chance some days.
Oh, well. I never thought of anything different.
There weren't no Oxford any road. They'd have sent us to Looney Bin if we'd as much as thought on it. Still, our Nigel mustn't get too cocky, you know, him and his inner jackets.
He knows his place, and he knows what we've done for him.
I wouldn't bet on it, or were they? No, Bevan, you know, he always refused to wear a dinner jacket.
Even at the coronation. Bit rude, I thought.
Rude? That lot want a bomb putting under him. Never done a decent day's work in their lives. I know what I'd like to do with that poor stickeries or whatever he calls it.
I think that Charles is ever so like his dad. The way he walks with his hands behind his back.
In case anybody kicks him up the jack.
Don't talk like that all the time, Harry. That's just the sort of thing that could put off our Nigel's new friends from ever coming here.
What new friends? They won't come here.
You be so sure.
Oh, in the dinner jackets, I suppose. Well, I know not about the Oxford Union, lass, but I do know something about the Miners' Union.
What's that got to do with it?
Rule number one, you never get on unless you're clambering over the bent backs of your mates.
Our Nigel's one of us, and he always will be. Yes, he will. He's not...
Will you? I want to watch this race.
It's not the dinner jacket that counts, it's what's inside it. He'll always remember where he comes from. You don't forget things like that.
What did the headmaster do?
Did he hit you on?
How many times?
Here, did he make you cry, Georgie?
Don't cry, no, he wouldn't touch me. My old man would wring his ruddy neck for him. Anyway, the headmaster don't like us.
Well, what did he say, Georgie? Tell us what he said.
Well, as I was leaving the room, after we'd had a few words, he put his arm round my shoulder.
And a cane on your bum.
He put his arm round my shoulder and he said, George, my boy, I don't want you to worry. Don't worry. She's only jealous because she ain't got nothing up there to say.
I believe you, Georgie. Thousands wouldn't.
Hey, what about teacher's pet then?
Nigel's back. Nigel's back. Teacher's pet and you, eh? Always a lovely lad as our Nigel. The meek will inherit the earth, won't they, Nigel? Oh, you think you're too good for us lot, don't you? Well, you're not. And Bertie's going to teach you a little lesson, isn't he? Come here, Nigel! Come here when I tell you! I won't tell you again. What do you want? Nigel. Oh, he says lovely things to teach you in classical, don't you, Nigel? I know, Nigel. You're not going to get away. You think you're too clever, don't you? Well, Barton's going to teach you a lesson, Nigel. Come here, Nigel. No, you won't, Nigel. No, you won't. No, you won't, Nigel. No. Barton's got you, Nigel. He's a good boy. He's a good boy. He's a bright boy. Nigel. Get out. He's a bright boy. He's a bright boy. You dirty, rotten, horrible lot. Bastards!
Going to dazzle us tonight? Yes, right, let's come right in.
I must confess that I feel a bit of a phony, Mr. President, sir. A bit of a phony standing up here in the hired garb of my masters. But I was at least confident to find out that the vaunted presidential dinner consisted merely of tripe and onions.
The honourable member from New College is being hypocritical as usual. He enjoyed a meal of Aylesbury duckling whilst boring us all with his inopportune comments on Oxfam.
Well, you say it was Aylesbury duck, Mr. President. Well, perhaps it was. But by God, it tasted like tripe.
On a point of information, Mr. President, perhaps Mr. Barton's palate is as primitive as his politics.
But hardly as primitive as your wit, sir. But tonight we're debating a serious proposition that needs serious argument, rather than lightweight banter.
Shame.
And there speaks the eternal voice of Oxford. Nothing matters. Nothing is worth personal commitment. Nothing should be allowed to disturb the indolence and lethargy of its institutions. Nothing should scratch the old walls or the ancient battlements. No. That we should not fight for Queen and country is debated and decided with the same juvenile frivolity as the equally momentous proposition that well-bred camel should only have one hump.
One lump, sir, or two?
Oh, my. The proposer has stated in impeccable, brave, cut glass tones that class no longer matters in Britain. Will it down? Just listen. I do not greatly care to hear an old Etonian tell me that class is of no consequence. His parents have not wasted their money in sending him and buying him his privilege, have they?
I must remind the member from New College that the rules of this house do not permit personal comments of this nature.
Very well then, very well. I withdraw the imputation that parents who send their children to public schools get value for their money.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, top line's gone for £1, bottom line's gone for 15 shillings. It's £5 now for a full house. And eyes down. On its own, number 4. All right, number 11, legs 11. Halfway there, 45. All the 6s, clickety-click. Number 10, Old Wilson's Den. Was she worth it? Turn 6.
That was Dick Turner wanted, Harry, the one at last house.
Ah, I spotted Dick himself.
Hey, maybe a bar cake or soup at last, eh?
That'll be the day, lad.
Hey.
All correct, ladies and gentlemen. It's the last house gone for £5. The jackpot was not won, and next Saturday it will stand at 75. £75. Well done.
Well, they're coming handy, will it, mate?
No, and go sober breath all week. Your Nigel's home again, isn't he?
Yeah. 6 weeks this time, I think. Long holiday anyway.
No, I thought I saw him waiting for a bus. Didn't speak to me, though.
I don't suppose it's all you, Bill. Daydreaming most like, just like our Nigel.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. All right, Mr. Green will begin with In the Monastery Garden, and then we can have some tea stuff here, ladies and gentlemen.
You know, they do say around here that when a young fellow goes on to Oxford and that, he's liable to trip over something. His nose being so high in the air, like jealousy, I suppose.
Ah, jealousy. Well, I like to hear anybody saying that about our Nigel. Well, that's not that way out, you know, Bill. Not a bit on it.
How's he getting on down at Oxford, then?
Up. Up, lad, up. They say up with Oxford, old lad. They only say down when they're leaving there.
Oh, aye. Oh, it's a funny place by all accounts. Full of old buildings. Still, I suppose your Nigel will give a good account of himself. He's a bloke like that, you know. Knows what's what, you know.
Are you going to have another one, though?
Now, ladies and gentlemen, we have a special request for a song you all know from our one and only Arthur Baker. Come on, Arthur. Come on, lad. Give him a big hand. Here he comes. Here he is. Come on, lad. Mind the steps. Here he is. Around Frank Sinatra. Come on, lad. What's it going to be?
I'll take you home again, Kathleen.
As if we didn't know. All right.
I'll take you home again, Kathleen, across the ocean wild and wide, to where your heart has ever been, since first you was my blushing bride. The road.
All right then. Where's your Barbara? Dad? Hey, get me one then.
Ah, Nigel. Fine, is it?
Yeah. Where you sitting?
Over there with Bill Jordan. This one's half and half to find a bit of please, Tom. You want to watch the talk to him tonight, you know, Nigel?
Talk to him?
Ah, he's funny, you know, but he's sensitive.
Couldn't care less.
Oh, Tom. Here, get yourself a drink with a change, will you? He reckons you ignored him the other night at the bus stop. Want to be careful now, Nigel. Folk will begin to think you're getting stuck up.
I couldn't care less.
Hey, lad, but I could. Go on, get and sit down.
Evening, Mr. Jordan. Oh, Nigel. Cheers, Harry.
Nigel's got these, Bill.
Cheers, Nigel. Cheers, lad. Good luck to you. How are you getting on down at Oxford, then?
All right, thank you, Mr. Jordan.
Uh-huh.
You keeping well?
Oh, middling, boy, middling. Well, I must say I'd like 6 or 7 weeks holiday. How about you, Harry?
Ah, be very nice, Bill. Coming very handy.
But we can't expect it, I suppose. We ain't got it topped up here, have we, Nigel, eh?
What do you want me to say, Mr. Jordan?
Oh, nothing, boy, nothing. I was only saying to your dad a little while ago. So I do like to see a lad getting along in the world. Especially when he remembers where he were bred and born, like.
Thank you, Mr. Jordan. Shan't forget that.
Oh, didn't think you would, boy. Didn't think you would.
Spotty Dick Turner walked up at last house tonight, Nigel.
Good for him. Perhaps he'll be able to afford to buy himself a tablet of soap at last.
That's what our Billy has said.
You know, when you're working underground all the time, it ain't all that easy to keep a nice, clean, shining face all the time, you know.
Why don't you stop niggling, Mr. Jordan? That's all you've done since I've sat down.
Give it a rest, Bill, give it a rest.
Oh, pardon me for talking, I'm sure. You're getting very sensitive all of a sudden, aren't you, Nigel? Do you know when your leg's been pulled?
No one who's been brought up in a working class culture can ever altogether escape or wish to escape the almost suffocating warmth and friendliness of that culture. But, and this is what I mean by the personal element, as soon as you cross the frontiers between one class and another, you feel, I feel, as though you're negotiating a minefield. Even one's own parents feel that you are judging them, scorning them even. And believe me, I know what I'm talking about.
The honourable member may feel he knows what he's talking about. Wish we enjoyed the same privilege.
No, straight up, that is, really, straight up. Hey, a woman walks into a garage, pulls into a garage, says to the bloke, "Can a BP, please?" "I don't know, madam," he says, "I've never seen one."
It's as good as you'll ever get her up to the union.
Better, Dad.
Yes, I know, it's good. What's that, sir?
George is a right on, isn't he?
Anyway, there's plenty more to go.
The card, in the school.
Well, as you doubtless know, we've had quite a few lads from around here to go to universities, and don't they think they're the bee's knees?
This should be good, Nigel.
We had one up our way the other day. Said he was doing some research. Research? If you ask me, he couldn't tell his pen from his pencil. Any road. He got lost in the fog, you see. When he comes upon this tiny little house. "Aha," he says, making sure his plumstone was firmly fixed in his chops. "Aha! This must be one of those tiny little miners' dwellings I hear so much about." Well, he can just make out this tiny little door, you see, looming through the fog and the coal dust. So he knocks. There's no answer. So he knocks again. Being an educated and intelligent man, you see. A little boy pops his head round the corner of the door. Just through this crack, you see. "Just a crack, madam. That's all. It was just a crack. Thought the march has gone." Hello, sonny," he said. "Is your daddy in?" He said, "Well, he wasn't here a bit ago, but he went out when our mum came in." "Is your Uncle Freddy in there?" He said, "He was in here a minute ago, getting quite fed up by now, you know." He said, "But he went out when I came in." So, what sort of a house is this, then? Very sarcastic like. These miners. This ain't our house. Our house is up the garden. This is the house.
Well, I'd like to get him on the programme.
I'm sure he'd be rather glad of the money. Ah, Nigel, here somebody wants to meet you. This is Norman Conrad, who was a member of Standing Committee a few years ago.
More than I care to remember.
Hello? Are you going to tell me then the union isn't what it was?
Well, I thought that the undergraduates are certainly much younger than they were.
Ah, but we're frightfully mature, aren't we, Leo Frank?
I thought that you spoke very well indeed and had some rather fascinating things to say.
Oh, thank you. It is my favourite subject, of course. It's my license for melodrama.
What's that ghastly thing you're eating?
I'm not sure. It looks like it's soul that's been run over.
Well, I don't think I'll risk it. Oh, Lord, the union isn't what it was.
Ah, there you are, you see?
Look, why don't you come back to my hotel for a bite and a few drinks?
Well,
I'd like to discuss something that I think may interest you. I'm doing a teleprogram about class in Britain in about a month's time. On the BBC, of course.
Oh? With a smug face, summing it all up with a bromide about our peaceful social revolution.
Probably. Still, that wouldn't be your role, would it?
Oh, you mean you might want me on this program?
Yes. I think you'd find it an interesting experience at any rate. You can always leave before we get to the bromide.
Well, what's this program going to be called then?
Britain, Land of Barriers.
Oh, that'll really shake ITV, that will. Still, it could prove to be a very exciting theme.
Quite. Well, I'm glad you feel like that about it.
Yes.
Social attitudes can make wonderfully effective television, provided one chooses the right examples, the interesting experiences. It's surprising how blind some people can be.
But that dinner jacket really suits Nigel frightfully well.
I wonder where he heard.
You're going to give us a number, aren't you? Aye. And we all know what it is, don't we? Aye. I bet I can guess what it is, can't I? Aye. 16 tons, isn't it? Aye.
You get 16 tons, and what do you get? Another day older and deeper in debt. St. Peter, don't call me, cause I can't go. I owe my soul to the company store.
Come on, John, I think we're running off.
No, let me sit down. I'm just beginning to enjoy myself.
This place is giving me a headache. What's the matter, Nigel? Ain't it good enough for you now, then?
N.J. Barton, New College, singing the old rugged cross in the King's Arms when inebriated.
And refusing to leave the premises upon the request of the landlord and a senior member of the university who happened to be present.
And giving a false name.
Mr. N.J. Barton?
Sir.
Of New College?
Sir.
De moribus conformandis.
Sir.
Did you, Mr. Barton, on the evening of Tuesday, January the 23rd, sing the old rugged cross in the lounge bar of the King's Arms in the city?
Yes, sir. And Rock of Ages, sir.
Are you reading theology?
No, sir. PPE.
Are you a Christian, sir?
No, sir. Just an atheist who's fond of hymn tunes.
I beg your pardon?
Well, why should God have all the best tunes?
You refused to stop singing upon the landlord's request. You refused to leave upon the landlord's request. Were you drunk?
A little the worse for wear, sir.
And what is far more serious, unpardonable in fact, is you gave a false name to the proctor's office.
Yes, sir, I'm sorry, sir.
We act upon the assumption that those in statu pupillari at this university are gentlemen.
Really, sir?
It is highly objectionable to attempt to mislead the proctors.
You'll find £10 and cautioned as to your future conduct.
What?
£1 for singing the old rugged cross in the King's Arms. We will ignore Rock of Ages.
And £9 for giving a false name to the proctorial office. Pay the university marshal in the corridor outside. And next time, confine your warbling to the public bar. Good morning, sir.
Oh, I've done it now. I've really gone and done it now. I shall copy good and proper. God knows what our man will say. Oh, my God.
O our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come.
After they done me over in the playground, you see, I was mad. I was real mad, you see. So I crept back after school, and I pinched this here pot of daffodil off the windowsill. I yanked it out like, and I broke it all up. I pulled all them little yellow petals off, one by one. One at a time. I felt like doing it, you see. I felt like it. I felt like it! But old Scrag Chops, you know, she's sure to catch me out. She'll cut me good and proper. And God knows what she'll do.
Oh, my God. Oh, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done.
Somebody in this room is a thief. Somebody, some wicked, wicked child has stolen our lovely daffodil. Oh. Yes, our lovely daffodil. The one we've all watered and tended since the middle of March. Oh. Sit absolutely still, every single one of you. Quite still. I have my own ways of finding nasty little sneak thieves. Stand up, Nigel Barton. Well, Nigel, do you know anything about this? I can't believe it was you.
No, miss.
Then what do you know about it?
I think I might have had the daffodil, miss.
You might have had it. What do you mean, boy? Come on, speak up.
Well, Well, the stem was all broke, miss, and somebody gave it to me, miss.
Who gave it to you?
Oh, I don't like to say, miss.
You better add Barton, then quick about it.
Georgie Pringle, miss.
Oh, I never did. Quiet, Pringle. All right, Nigel, thank you. And where did Pringle give you this broken flower?
By the bus stop, miss. The stem was all broke. I thought I'd try to mend it, miss.
Oh, you liar, rotten liar! You better be quiet, Pringle. Does anyone else know anything about this? Anyone see Pringle with the flower? Did anyone see him come back into the school last night?
I saw him come back into the school, miss. No, miss, no.
Quiet, Pringle. Did you see him come out again?
No.
Somebody must have seen him come out again. What about you, Bert? Or are you mixed up in this too?
Who, me, miss? No, not me, miss.
Well, was he with you? Did you see him come out?
Yes, miss. I mean, he wasn't with me, miss. I did see him come out, miss.
And he had the daffodil in his hand, didn't he? Didn't he?
Yes, miss.
No, Bert, no.
In his left hand, miss.
I saw him too, miss. I did too, miss.
Where did you see him?
By the bread shop, miss. And he had the flower, miss, and the stem were all broke, just like Nigel says.
Come out to the front, Georgie Pringle.
It's true.
Come out to the front. All right, Nigel. You can sit down now. Thank you for being so truthful.
Thank you, miss.
You mustn't have a conscience about these things. The kind of knobs who've always been in power knew very well what life was about and how to fix it.
The bastards.
But they've opened the door and let you in.
Say that again.
They've opened the door and let you in.
So that's why I'm like I am.
Only with you it hurts.
Hurts? Yes, it hurts. Like flaming bloody hell, it hurts. And it must be the same for the others, too.
The others?
The others, Jill. All the other good little, bright little boys from the back-to-back houses who now write advertising copy, television plays, newspaper columns. The ad-masked clowns, Jill. Traitors to a man.
Come on, out with it. What did you say in that blasted television interview?
Nothing. Well, nothing that wasn't true.
What did you say?
Well, that class was only debatable in personal terms and could only be felt as something solid and immovable by those who were, either by accident or examination, dragged up the mountain, dragged out of their old backgrounds, their old loyalties, their old assumptions.
Yes. Well, there's nothing wrong with that, is there?
No. No.
suspense is killing me.
I talked about my own father and mother, Joe. I used them. I damn well bloody used them.
How do you do? You wouldn't be Mrs. Barton by any chance, would you?
Ah, that's me. Have you come about the tally?
In a sense, yes.
Oh, well, not before time neither. We can't hardly get ITV steady at all. It's jumping about all over the place.
No, I don't think you quite understand. I'm a newspaper reporter from the Globe in London.
London, do you say?
That's right, London. All the way from London to see Mr. Barton.
Oh. Dear, what a long way to come for nothing. Well, I'm very sorry, but our Nigel isn't here. He's at Oxford University, you know.
Yes, I do know. Making quite a name for himself, isn't he?
There's nothing wrong, is there?
Depends how you look at it.
I mean, he's not in any kind of trouble?
No, nothing like that.
Well, I'm sorry, he's not here, Mr.
Well, actually, it wasn't Nigel I came to see, Mrs. Barton. It was Mr. Harry Barton, the dad.
Harry? But our Harry?
That's right, is he?
Are you sure it's our Harry you want to see, not our Nigel?
Not our Nigel. Definitely not our Nigel.
Well, you best come in a minute if it's really our Harry you want to see.
He's not at work.
Oh, well, he soon will be. He's on afternoon shift this week. And he's never in a very good mood, so you'd best make it quick, whatever it is. Come on. Mama, step. That's it. Now, come on. There you are. Harry? Harry? Is somebody come to see you from London?
Me.
Come. That's it.
That's right, Mr. Barton. You and you only, from the Globe.
Newspaper?
Some people call it that. We've got a very good racing column, I believe.
What do you want, then?
May I...
Help yourself. Have you got time for a cup of tea?
Oh, Mrs. Barton, there's nothing I'd like more.
What brings you all the way up here, then?
Your son, Nigel. Mr. Nigel Barton.
I thought you said it was Harry you wanted to see.
That's right, it is Harry I want to see, and it's your Nigel I want to talk about.
Oh, what's he done, then? Not trouble, is it?
What's he done? He's given an interview to the television, that's what he's done.
What on, Nigel?
On the telly?
Well, we haven't seen it, definitely.
No, you wouldn't have yet. It's not being shown for a month or so. It's a big documentary, actually, about class. He talks about it very, very profoundly. Class. That's right, Mr. Barton. Class, old chap. Class.
What does our Nigel know about that?
I'm surprised he hasn't told you about it.
We didn't say he hadn't.
No, so you didn't.
What have you come to see us for, then?
Has it ever occurred to you that your son Nigel is ashamed of you at all?
Ashamed?
Yes. You see, we managed to get hold of a copy of this script. And it occurred to us it might be rather interesting if you and your wife would like to comment on some of the things your son has said.
Get out.
I beg your pardon?
Out, I said, get out.
Well, listen to what I have to say, Mr. Barton,
Out,
please.
Mr. Troublemaker.
I don't.
No.
I'll give you now if you don't get your backside out of here. Now, come on, get yourself back to London before I fetch you one. I've got a decent day's work to do.
I'm on my way, Cassius.
Goodbye, then.
Goodbye, nothing.
I take it you stand by your
You can
son.
take your hook out of here, that's what you can do.
Ashamed? What's it all about, Harry? What's our Nigel gone and done?
He's got all that wrong end of stickers, John. Newspapers is almost the same. You never can believe a word you read.
What's our Nigel been and said?
Well, I don't know, do I?
I've always kept the place clean enough. You could eat off the floor here any day of the week.
Shouldn't worry about it, lass. You got me a clean towel?
can't hurt them, can it?
Yes, I think it can. I was acting it up a bit, you see, overemphasizing it. I wouldn't mind a job on the old telly. So of course, I put in a few highly coloured observations. Hard eyes, snapping at the camera, like they all do.
Have they offered you a job?
No. Oh, perhaps I overdid it a bit.
Oh, leave it, Nigel.
But on the other hand, perhaps I wasn't dramatic and soul-searching enough.
Nigel!
I'm sorry! I'm sorry! I can't uncoil, I can't wind down. I wish I had some little metal balls to click in my hand. Restless? I'm restless all the bloody time, Jill.
Calm yourself down.
I don't feel that I belong anywhere in particular. I despise this place, and yet I feel I'm no longer equipped to remember where I came from. I despise politics, and yet I want things to change. I'm sick of personal tensions, and yet I have to exploit them to get any energy, to keep any ambition. Am I boring you?
Yes.
Why?
You're like a performing animal. It all comes out too smoothly. You could have read it in some paperback.
Paperbacks, Nescafe, cigarettes and lights burning late.
That's us. Emancipated.
And hooters, and slag heaps, and dumpy old women queuing outside the bingo hall. That's them. The suckers.
But if all is all right in the world of Mr. Brennan, are there any other ways in which class can be said to make a difference in this modern Britain? Nowadays, more and more of our university students are being working class persons. For example, Nigel Barton, son of a coal miner, seen here in his rooms at Oxford.
Doesn't look very tidy either, Nigel.
Yes, class does matter to me. It matters intensely.
Why is that?
Because I'm here 6 months of the year and I'm at home 6 months of the year. I travel between two utterly different worlds. I feel sometimes that I need a passport.
A passport?
Yes, a passport.
Quit. I see. In what ways do these differences strike you most forcibly?
Oh, in every way. Here, books are not regarded as rubbish. Here you can discuss things without letting it turn into a personal argument. The place reeks of privilege. I don't feel cowed by a squalid landscape. As I said, I don't feel the need to apologize for being an intellectual. Certainly. But even so, I do feel a pang of alarm when my servant, that's a college servant who calls me sir and cleans my shoes.
It's a lot of bloody nonsense.
Of course it's a phony atmosphere here. It's very artificial. I have to pinch myself sometimes. And at others, I feel like trampling it all underfoot. Latin prayers and glinting silver. Undergraduates talking about foreign sisters with overwhelming familiarity. Braying accents across the quad. Oh, horribly smug. Offensively patronizing. Irredeemably arrogant. I feel I don't belong here. That's my trouble.
Well, where do you belong? At home?
Of course.
No, I'm afraid I don't. Now, it hurts to say this, of course, but it's the truth. Back at home, in the village, in the working men's club, with people I went to school with, well, I'm so much on the defensive, you see. They suspect me of making qualitative judgments about their environment, you understand, but it's not my wish to do so. Yet I even find my own father looking at me oddly sometimes, waiting to pounce on some remark, some expression in my face, watching me like a hawk. I don't feel at home in either place. I don't belong. It's a tightrope between two different worlds.
and I'm walking it.
You're a bloody liar, Nigel.
Can you see any way out of this dilemma?
No, none whatsoever. Unless by becoming utterly insensitive and dead inside. By pretending, like so many people do, that these things do not matter, but they do.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you for nothing.
Well, that was the...
Well, they cut it, Dad. They cut it to bits.
You cut me, you mean Nigel, you cut me to the quick.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm bitterly sorry.
What you like an oak, do I?
You do, Harry.
Well, there, you see.
What you like an oak, do I? By crimes, what are they going to say at work? Here comes somebody old, they'll say, we're son on the tightrope.
Well, it's just an expression, Dad. It's just a way of putting it.
Well, you can put it somewhere else, sir. I don't want any bloody tightrope walkers in my house.
Don't say that.
And watch him like, and watch him. I've never heard the like.
Look, I've said I'm sorry. I'll go tomorrow if you like.
But then what would people say? I don't know what it's all coming to. I just don't understand any of it.
Well, you might not, but I do. My bloody oath I do.
It's clean enough here, Nigel. You could eat off the floor.
Oh, Mom. I'm going to club. And don't blame me if I come home stinking drunk.
Well, do you want me to come?
No, bloody don't.
We haven't watched it, Nigel. Miss No Hiding Place, Mona. I like that too. Do you like No Hiding Place, huh, Nigel?
Yes, I like it very much.
Perhaps those tally people will offer you a job. You came over very well, considering.
Yeah. Perhaps they will.
That'd please your dad no end.
I'll bet.
It would, Nigel. When you were a little lad, he vowed that you'd never have to go down the pit. He's got to get away from this place, he used to say. He's got to get away.
And I bloody did, didn't I? Hey, I think I'll just go to the club, you know, and have a drink and try and make it up with him. If you'll let me.
Make sure he doesn't get too much inside him. He's in and out of bed like a jackrabbit when he's full of beer.
Yeah, I know. Well, I'll go then.
Don't you worry about it, Nigel.
I'm not worried. I'm not worried.
Well, ta-ra.
Yeah. Ta-ra. Dad?
That's right.
Anything wrong?
Hey, Nigel, not wrong. I thought happened you'd be coming.
Just for a couple of quick ones, innit?
That was the idea, eh?
Come on, then.
Huh? Nigel?
Yes, Dad?
I'm walking in the middle of the road, mind.
Now, my girl, you're so young and pretty, and one thing I know is true, yeah, you'll be dead before your time is due. Know it. Watch my daddy in bed at time. Watch his hair been a turning gray. Yeah. He's been working and slaving his life away. I know he's been working so hard. I've been working too, baby. Every day, baby. We gotta get out of this place. If it's the last thing we ever do, we gotta get out of this place. Girl, there's a better life for me and you. Somewhere, baby. Somehow I know it, baby. We gotta get out of this place. If it's the last thing we ever do, we gotta get out of this place. Girl, there's a better life for me and you. Believe me, baby. I know it, baby. You know it too, baby.